నా క్లాస్ స్టార్టెడ్ అని పెట్టా వాళ్ళు వేరేని పెట్టే. So hi, good evening to all of you. So hi, good evening. Yeah, hi, very good evening. Yes, very good evening. I think in the yesterday's session, last concept is rounding off of tax liability as well as what tax payable. So can you tell me how we can rounding off the total income as well as tax liability nearest multiples of 10. So if any last digit is at 5 or more, it should be rounded off to yes, rounded off to what nearest multiples of 10. Okay. Hi, very good evening to all of you. Next concept, I think we're already given that heading, maximum marginal tax rate and what average tax rate we need to discuss. Okay. Initially, I want to start the concept of average tax rate. What is that? Average tax rate. Average tax rate. Okay. Yes. Just one example. So total income, just one example. Total income rupee 1 lakh. Suppose on the tax collected is 30,000. Tax collected is 30,000. So can you tell me what is the tax rate here? So how you can identify the tax rate here? So please tell me. So we are collecting the tax on total income of 1 lakh as in 30,000. Here, please tell me tax rate. Simply you can say it is in 30%. How it will be obtained? So 30,000 divided by 1 lakh into what 100. So this is a formula. This is a formula. This is a formula. Okay. So normally here just simply we can calculate, but tax means we need to know about the always income tax, surcharge, health and education cess. Altogether, we are collected the 30,000 only. So, what is the tax rate we are imposed on the total income? If they are asking like that, so you have to calculate the average tax rate is equal to, what is that? Average tax rate is equal to tax payable. What is that? Tax payable divided by, can you tell me what is that, ma? Total income into 100. Sorry, into 100. So here you need to make an observation. Tax payable means income tax, including surcharge, including health and education cess. Simply, they are giving the tax and as well as what not total income. You have to identify at what rate we are collected the tax. That is only average tax rate. Okay. Next one, what is that? Maximum marginal tax rate. What is that? Maximum marginal tax rate. Okay. Maximum marginal tax rate. How you can identify the maximum marginal tax rate and what is the purpose of finding out the maximum marginal tax rate? I will tell you. In an income tax act, so every SSC has to follow the certain obligations. So, example, you have to deduct the tax and you have to pay the advance tax. In certain circumstances, you need to submit the PAN also. So normally in certain circumstances, so in Income Tax Act 1961, you have certain obligations. If you are not fulfill that obligation, you need to pay the tax with the what maximum marginal tax rate. So main example, you have to submit the PAN in certain circumstances, permanent account number in certain circumstances. If you are not submitted the PAN, then you have to pay the tax with the help of what maximum marginal tax rate. So how to identify the maximum marginal tax rate? I will tell you. So I am taking the example as an individual. So here, if suppose if that maximum marginal tax rate is an calculated for that individual, how it will be, I will tell you. Like this only we have to find out for that whom are all SSCs. Okay, individuals. So can you tell me for an individuals what is the defaulted tax regime? All of you, what is the defaulted tax regime? Please tell me. 115 BAC. What is the defaulted tax regime for an individuals? 115 BAC. So that means if an individual follows the optional tax rates, so normally in our language, just we are calling it as what optional tax rate under section 115 BEAC. This is only what defaulted one. So if you want to shift out from the defaulted, yes sir, you can follow the what normal tax rate. To be frank, this is only optional. What is that Yes. What is that maximum marginal tax rate? If an SSC follows the what normal tax rate. Okay. Can you tell me what is the highest income tax rate? Highest income tax rate under normal tax rates 30%. So for an individual, that is only the maximum highest income tax rate. For that, we have to add what surcharge. Okay. Please make an observation. What is the surcharge rate? Is an highest in the hands of individual if he follows the normal tax rates. Please check it out and tell me. Ganesh, what is that? 37%. Next, please add the health and education says at the rate of 4%. Please calculate the effective tax rate. My effective tax rate 42.744%. This is only maximum marginal tax rate for that individual if you follow the what normal tax rate. Next, If he follows the optional tax rate or defaulted tax regime under section 115 BAC, what is that income tax rates? So, no, we can't call that. Highest income tax rate. What is the highest income tax rate? You can reveal 30% only. Above 15 lakh. What is the highest income tax rate, ma? 30%. Next, plus highest surcharge rate. Here, please make an observation that is an 25% only. Next, health and education cess isn't common for all. That is an what, ma? 4%. If you have calculated all these things, can you tell me how much it will be, ma? 39%. Effective tax rate is what, ma? 39%. All of you. So if it is over, then we will start with the next concept, ma. If it is over, I will start with the next concept. Shall we start? Yes. Can you tell me concept number 7? Concept number 7. What is that concept number 7, mark? Revenue receipt versus capital receipt. Revenue receipt versus capital receipts. So by way of taking one example, we can understand what do you mean by the revenue receipt as well as capital receipt. So just please give me one example. Please give me one SSC name. Just we can take the SSC name as an Mr. A. So Mr. A having the one house property. Yes, Mr. A having the one house property. In this situation, he is utilized that house. He is used that house for let out basis. He wants to give this house for the let out basis, and he earned the income of what, 10,000 per month. How much amount he earned by way of giving the let out, 10,000 per month. So in this situation, yes. Second, he have another option also. So if you sold this house for that, yes, 10 lakh. He can sell this house for that how much amount, 10 lakh. So nothing but second, he sold that house. So here, two types of receipts are there. If you are observing that, yes sir, if you are observing that, first one is on rental income, second one is on nothing but what, sale consideration. Okay. I want to give this name as an source of income. Can you tell me Mr. A is generating that income from this house property only. So that's why I want to call the house property as an what, source of income. House property is called as what, source of income. Yes. If any SSE generating that income by way of utilizing the source of income, by way of utilizing the source of income or by way of using the source of income, this is only called as what, revenue receipt. What is that, revenue receipt. So this is a recurring nature. Every month you can generate the how much amount, 10,000 per month. Every year also you can generate the 1,20,000 per month if you are utilizing the source of income properly. Okay. Second one, if any source of income is sold, if any income is generated by way of sale of source of income, that is only called as what, capital receipt. That is only called as what, capital receipt. So by way of using this example, you can frame the definitions also. If any source of income is utilized and income generated, that is what, revenue receipt. If any source of income is sold, if any income generated, that is what, capital receipt. Okay. Next, I want to know about the tax treatment of these receipts also. Just we are understood that what ma meaning. Next we have to know about the what ma tax treatment of the receipts also. So that's why the first I'm started with the what ma revenue receipt. First I'm started with the what ma revenue receipts. Second, I want to continue with the what ma capital receipt discussion. Okay. So if you are earning any receipt, sometimes that may be revenue receipt, sometimes that may be capital receipt. Okay. So I want to know the meaning. So please tell me income earned by way of utilizing utilizing the source of income, utilizing the what ma source of income is called as an what ma revenue receipt. Next I want to know about the taxability of the revenue receipt. Yes, I want to know the taxability of what ma revenue receipt. If any revenue receipt is there, that is an always taxable unless otherwise exempted. In certain circumstances only, they are giving the exemptions for the revenue receipt. In that circumstances only exempt. Otherwise, in all the cases, it will be what ma taxable. Example, if any trade unions or if any local authorities having that house properties, so that rental income is exempt in section 10. So in that certain circumstances only rental income is exempt. In remaining all the cases it will be taxable. Okay. Always taxable unless otherwise exempted. Unless otherwise exempted. Are you clear up to now? Next one. I want to know the meaning of capital receipt as well as taxability of capital receipts also. Yes. Meaning first, please let me know that what is the meaning, ma? Income earned only, but by way of sale of source of income. What is that? Sale of source of income. Yes. Next, I want to know the taxability. I want to know the what, ma? Taxability. So please let me know what is the taxability. I will tell you. Always exempted unless otherwise taxable. In certain circumstances, we have to find out the tax liability on capital receipt. In remaining all cases, what ma exempt. Example, capital gains. If you are transferred the one capital asset, then only you have to calculate the capital gain. Remaining all the cases, no need to calculate what ma capital gains. Yes, what is that point, ma? Always, please listen. Always, what is that, ma? Exempted unless otherwise what ma taxable. Yes, sir. Please tell me. Uh, I didn't get you. No, no, no. If any capital asset is a transfer, yes, I will tell you one example. Capital asset and that is transfer. Now you have to calculate the capital gain. And here capital asset includes is there, capital asset excludes is there, and transfer includes is there, and transfer excludes is there. If that is a capital asset and if that is a transfer, then only you have to calculate the capital gain. So otherwise remaining all the cases, that will be what ma exempt normally. So one more example I will tell you. So if any senior citizen capital asset is a transfer under reverse mortgage scheme, on the situation also exempt. So specifically in certain cases only in Income Tax Act 1961, we have to calculate the what ma tax liability on the capital assets transferred. So normally they are saying exemption list is also equal to the taxable list. We can't compare. So always exempt, that is not at all correct. Certain 50% is an exempt. Certain cases we have an taxability. Are you clear up to now? All of you? So if it is over, then we will start the last concept of this chapter. What is that concept? Marginal relief. What is the next concept in this chapter? Marginal relief. So Parvati, Nagarajan, Silpa, Kartikeyan, Lakshmi Prasanna, Arun, Madhumita. So please give me reply. If it is over, then I will start with the last concept in this chapter as a marginal relief. Give the heading marginal relief. Give the heading marginal relief. In order to understand the concept of marginal relief, just I want to take the one illustration as an example. Yes, Mr. A having the 42 years of age and his total income 50 lakh, and he followed the normal tax rates, and he followed the what normal tax rate. So please find out the tax liability. So just write it down all the things in the left side of your page and please calculate the tax liability. So 0 to 2.5 lakh, is there any tax liability ma? No, nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, yes, 5% slab will be applicable here. What is the tax liability? 12,500. Next, 5 lakh to 10 lakh, there is an 20%. So 5 lakh is a differential amount. On the 20% is applied. How much ma? 1 lakh. Next, above 10 lakh, 30%. How much amount is there? About 10 lakh ma? 40 lakh. 40 lakh into 30%, that is in 12 lakh. So if you are if you are added all the things, then you will get the 13 lakh 12,500. 13 lakh 12,500. So can you tell me, is there any surcharge we have to add ma? No. What is the reason? If 50 lakh or less than 50 lakh, no need to add the surcharge. If total income of that individual exceeds the 50 lakh, then only we have to add what ma? Surcharge. Here there is no surcharge. Then income tax plus surcharge also will become as an 13 lakh 12,500. 13 lakh 12,500. For this we have to add the health and education cess at the rate of what ma? 4%. Health and education cess at the rate of what ma? 4%. Please calculate the health and education cess on the 13 lakh 12,500. All of you please mention the what is the amount we can get as an health and education cess. 52,500. So if you are doing the total after the health and education cess, 13 lakh 65,000. So this is an ultimate amount you have to pay as an what ma? Tax. Second, so just on right side of your page, I want to give the extension Mr. A, same SSC, but here total income is 51 lakh. So just increase the total income as an what ma? 1 lakh in addition to that what ma? Last case. So here also you are followed the normal tax rates only. Here also you are followed the what ma? Normal tax rates only. So please find out the tax liability. 0 to 2.5 lakh nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, 5% will be applicable, 12,500. Next, 5 lakh to, what is that, ma? 10 lakh, 20% slab will be there. What is that? 1 lakh tax liability here. Next, above 10 lakh, above 10 lakh, 30%. Please tell me what is that amount you have, ma? 41 lakh. 51 lakh minus 10 lakh. What is that, ma? 41 lakh into 30%. You will get the 12 lakh 30,000. If you are added the all above figures, you will get as an income tax liability. You will get it as an what, ma? 13 lakh 42,500. 13 lakh 42,500. Yes, here is there any surcharge, ma? Yes, because the total income increases the what, ma? 51 lakh. We have to consider the surcharge. Surcharge means tax on what, ma? Tax. So this 10% needs to be applied on what amount, ma? 13 lakh 42,500, because surcharge rate is an always applied on what, ma? Income tax. Surcharge rate is an always applied on what, ma? Income tax. Please let me know what is that amount, ma? 1 lakh 34,500. Sorry, 250. What is that? 250. Finally, you will get the what is that amount, ma? What is that? 14 lakh 76,750. Next, we have to add the health and education cess at the rate of 4% on that 14 lakh 76,750. What is that amount, ma? 59,070. 59,070. So please tell me now, what is that amount, ma? 15 lakh 35,820. Okay. So just we are find out the tax liability in these two cases, ma. Okay. Okay. For case 1 and case 2, what is the additional income earned by the SSA, ma? So please tell me what is the additional income earned by the SSC? Additional income is rupees 1 lakh. Can you tell me what is that additional tax he needs to pay? For earning the 1 lakh additional income, he is nearly paying as an additional tax. Can you tell me how much, ma? 1 lakh? Okay. So please tell me, I am earning the 1 lakh additionally. So in this case, additional tax I am paying how much, ma? 1 lakh 70,820. So will it be moral? So instead of levying the more tax than the additional income, please take out how much amount? 1 lakh. So I will pay the tax on 50 lakh. So please take it out the additional 1 lakh also. So that means I am earned how much amount of an additional income here? 1 lakh. So please take it out that 1 lakh instead of levying the more tax than the what, ma? Additional income. Okay. So in this situation, why this difference is came? First of all, can you identify the reason why this difference is came? Because of surcharge only. Because of surcharge only, this marginal relief concept will be evaluated. I will tell you one more thing. So normally, what is that? Limits for surcharge. So I will call you limits means in my language, yes, ma, in my language, I want to call it as an basic limits for, yes, ma, what is that? Basic limits for surcharge. Basic limits for surcharge. In individual point of view, in whose point of view, ma? Individual point of view, what is the basic limit for surcharge? If I am asking like this, definitely you need to ask whether normal or optional you have to ask. Under normal tax rate, yes sir. So first, if 50 lakhs crossed, na, definitely I need to levy the what, ma? Surcharge. Next limit is what, ma? 1 crore. What is the next limit, ma? 2 crore. Next limit, ma? 5 crore. Next limit is what, ma? 5 crore. So these are all the things in case of whom, individual. as well as whom HUF, EAOP, BOI, etc., etc. But if I am thinking about the company, yes, ma, 1 crore already written. Next one, ma, 10 crore. Next, what is that, ma? 10 crore. So, next, if you are following the optional tax rates under section 115 BAC or any other, yes, ma, optional tax rate, if you are following, can you tell me what is the basic limit for such charge, ma? 50 lakh. 1 crore is there, 2 crore is there, 5 crore, no, but 10 crore, yes, in case of companies. So 10 crore for whom? Companies. Here also 10 crore for whom? Companies only. So companies or cooperative society, etc. Okay. Why I am writing here, I will tell you. Sir, in exams, if any amount as an total income given as 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore, or 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crores, 10 crores is there. In addition to that, yes, sir, if any 1 lakh income and 2 lakh income and or 3 lakhs income and. So definitely if you are find out the tax liability in these two cases, so tax liability in these two cases, what will be happen? So additional income and tax, additional tax, if you are compared, additional income is less than the what, ma? Additional tax. That means you have to pay the more amount of additional tax only. In which circumstances, ma? Basic limit for surcharge you have to identify. What is that? Basic limit for surcharge you have to identify. So what is that, ma? Normal tax rate as well as what, ma? Optional tax rate, surcharge limits, you know. If problem given as an yes, basic limit for surcharge is there. In addition to that, if they are giving that income as an 1 lakh, 2 lakhs or 3 lakh is any amount additionally they are given. If you have find out the tax liability, additional income is less than the what, ma? Additional tax. That means you have to pay the more tax than the what, ma? Your additional income. In this situation, department is ready to give that what, ma? Some relief for you. That relief is also not huge. That is small only. So that is only called as what, ma? Marginal relief. So they don't want to give that huge amount of relief to you. They want to give you the small amount of relief only. Yes, tell me. Sorry. So please listen. After that, one example as well as one question is over, then you can ask. Okay. So I will tell you the reasons also. So just are you understood up to now? So because of the surcharge levy and so only, we have an more amount of additional tax than the additional income. In this situation, that is an immoral. So that's why the government introduced the concept of what, marginal relief. So I think in the year 2014-15 only they are introduced the surcharge concept. At the time of introduction of surcharge concept, along with the surcharge concept, they are introduced the marginal relief concept also. They are introduced the marginal relief concept also. Okay. So in our example, array listen, run. After completion of the total example, you can ask. Okay. Just next one. Suppose in an examination, they will give you as an compute the tax liability as an on 51 lakh. So they will give you as an examination question, please compute the tax liability of Mr. A having the 42 years of age and he followed the what, normal tax rate. Like that only they will give you that question. So they don't want to give you that question as an directly calculate the marginal relief. So they want to give you that problem as an please compute the tax liability of Mr. A having that 42 years of age and he follows the normal tax rate, total income of 51 lakh. In this situation, you have to think, yes, what is the basic limit for surcharge in this case? 50 lakh. So more than 50 lakh, how much income is there? 51 lakh. There is a chance of marginal relief here. You need to think like that only. Okay. So how to calculate the marginal relief? Okay. First, so how they are giving the question mark? Compute tax liability of tax liability of Mr. A. How many years of age, ma? 42 years of age, having total income of rupees 51 lakh. Rupees 51 lakh. So within the bracket, can you tell me SSE? Can you tell me what ma? SSE following what ma? SSE follows the optional tax rate or normal tax rate in our example. SSE following normal tax rates. Okay. Like these only they will give you as a question in our exam. Okay. So normal tax rates. Okay. SSE is an individual. You have to think about the what is the basic limits for surcharge. 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crores, 5 crores. So if it is a company, 10 crore. So in this situation, 51 lakh given. Maybe surcharge near amount only 50 lakh. In addition to that, if they are given as an 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakh, there is a chance of getting that what marginal relief. Okay. So in this situation, you have to follow this format. So just particulars, standardized format, particulars, amount, particulars, next one amount. Sir, if I am given as an 80 lakh, no need to follow this format. Directly you can calculate the tax liability. If I am given as a 60 lakh, no need to calculate this format. So directly you can calculate the tax liability. Why? Here we are following the specific format. Maybe there is a chance of getting that what marginal relief because of surcharge. Some cases, additional income and additional tax, if you are compared, more amount of the additional tax we have to pay compared to that what additional income. That's why we have to follow this format. Okay. What is that Step 1. Compute tax on total income. What is that? Compute tax on what total income, including surcharge. Can you tell me what is that? What is that amount total income given in this problem? 51. So please calculate the surcharge, including surcharge only. No need to include what health and education says. Just calculate the tax liability on the total income, including surcharge. No need to add what health and education says. That means what is that tax on? Please tell me 51 lakh. Okay. But already we are calculated. What is that amount 14 lakh 76,750. No need to add that health and education says up to surcharge. Can you tell me what 14 lakh 76,750. So as per Income Tax Act 1961 rules, so they are given some restrictions as well as rules also. Based on that, what is the amount of tax you have to pay? 14 lakh 76,750 plus 4% as an health and education says you have to pay. But in this situation, we are already calculated like analysis. If I am paying the 14 lakh 76,000 as an plus 4% 4% health and education says, in this situation, how I am going to pay 15 lakh 35,820. That is an immoral because so more than 1 lakh additional income, I am paying that what tax. So that's why this is not correct. That's why we are following this format. Okay. Second step. What is that? Second step. So, okay, what is the second step we have to follow for calculating the marginal relief? Yes. Compute tax liability on, what is compute tax liability on basic limits. So just I am given the name as a basic limit. In any book, you can't find that basic limits as a word. So just I am giving that simplified word as a basic limit. For this problem, what is that basic limit, all of you? For this problem, what is that basic limit, 50 lakh. Okay. Plus. So here, if surcharge applicable, you have to find out the surcharge also. So you have to add that what surcharge plus. So initially, we are promised one thing. Instead of paying that additional tax, please take the how much amount 1 lakh. We are decided to give that 1 lakh additional income to the government as a what tax. Here also we need to do that only. Can you tell me what, ma? Excess income over, what is that? Excess income over basic limits. What is that? Excess income over basic limits. Can you tell me what is that excess income over basic limits in this example? 1 lakh. So please add that also. And shall we start the calculation of the second part, ma? Shall we do the calculation of the second part? Okay. So please tell me what is that second part we have to calculate tax on? Please tell me tax on 50 lakh plus excess income over the 50 lakh we want to give. So please calculate tax on 50 lakh. Already we know. Yes, sir. What is that? 13 lakh 12,500. So 13 lakh 12,500. For that we have to add what, ma? 1 lakh. Finally, how much amount? 14 lakh. Sir, if you are observing these two steps, sir, please analyze. We are already paid the tax on how much amount, ma? 50 lakh. So please make an observation. Tax on 50 lakh. And excess over that 50 lakh, how much income we earned? 1 lakh. So that is also we are ready to give. So if I am given the additional income to you, how much tax I have to pay? 14 lakh 12,500. So in this situation, normally how much you are demanded from me? 14 lakh 76,000. Can you tell me in this situation, definitely SSE is bothered about the what, ma? Surcharge rates applicability. That's why in this situation, we have an what, ma? Marginal relief. So marginal relief we have. So in shortcut, I will tell you in which circumstances SSE will get the marginal relief. Yes, marginal relief. So when SSE can get the marginal relief, ma? If step 1 is more than step 2. Sir, I am paying the tax on 50 lakh as well as I am giving the 1 lakh also. Still you are collecting the more tax, sir. Still you are collecting the what, ma? More than that amount. So in this situation, I want to go get the what, ma? Marginal relief. What is that marginal relief, ma? Step 1 minus step 2. So what is that amount of the relief they are given, ma? 64,250. This is a relief they will give you. Okay. Step 4. Finally, what is the tax you want to collect from me? So that is only what, ma? Tax payable. So how much amount I have to pay as a tax? Tax payable in nothing but what, ma? How much amount of the tax I want to pay? Okay. Please tell me what is the tax liability I have. So at any cost they want to collect this only. So as per that rule, after income tax, tax liability means income tax plus surcharge plus health and education cess. They want to collect how much amount, ma? 14 lakh 76,750 only. But in Income Tax Act 1961, I am eligible to get what, ma? Marginal relief. So what is that marginal relief? You will get 64,250. After the reducing that marginal relief, indirectly you will get the step 2 only as an answer. 14 lakh what, ma? 12,500. Right now you have to add the health and education cess here. Right now you have to add what, ma? Health and education cess here. Can you tell me what, ma? 56,500 total. 14 lakh 69,000. So nothing but step 2 only we have to pay. That means what, ma? They are collecting the tax on 50 lakh and they are additionally asking that what, ma? Additional income. Plus we have to add what, ma? Health and education cess. That is only final tax liability you will get after the what, ma? Marginal relief. So right now you can ask. Done, na? Okay. So that's why you need to hold your doubts after the till the completion of the total concept. I will take the 2 or 3 examples also. Okay. In an examination, they will not ask the question as a direct marginal relief, ma. They will ask you, please compute the tax liability only. How you can identify here there is a marginal relief? Simple. Basic limits for surcharge is there. Yes, sir. In addition to that, if an ASSE and 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakh, there is a chance of getting the marginal relief. That's why you have to follow these steps. That's why you have to follow these steps. Okay. So all of you in the class, nearly we have 10 to 15 members in the class. So please let me know. Yes, ma'am. Please let me know. Are you comfortable with the marginal relief concept? Are you understood the concept of marginal relief, all of you? Parvati, Madhumita. Such as we had, that point is not removed, but I'm shifting that points to the later chapters. That's why. Madhumita, so you are asking the correct doubt only, but I am shifted that points to the next chapters. In initial chapters, I don't want to discuss that point. That's why. Okay. So it's your time only. I think you have to start the workbook. So if any person received the workbook, please open the workbook. Yes. So question number one, compute the tax liability after marginal relief in the following cases. So here directly I'm asking the question. So can you tell me for that resident SSEs only? For that whom resident SSEs only. Okay. What is that previous year? 2023-24. Okay. So please listen these words carefully. Assume that SSE has exercised the option to shift out or opt out of the default tax regime under section 115 BAC. That means, what is the thing they are given? Normally, SSE is an opted to shift out from the default tax regime, means indirectly. So, what is the tax rate is followed by the SSE here, ma? Normal tax rates only. You have to understood this terminology, because in our examination, definitely they will give you this terminology only. What is that? Normally, so what is the default tax regime? 115 BSC. Here you are opted to shift out from the default tax regime, means what is the thing we are followed ma? Normal tax rate only. Yes. So first, they are given the three SSEs names ma, Arun, Murthy, Shekhar. I think Arun problem only I am taken as an example. So if you are observing that Arun problem only, I am taken as an what ma example. So on your own, you have to solve the what ma Murthy problem. So please try to solve the Murthy problem on your own. So definitely this will be your 2 marks MCQ. So please try to solve the Murthy problem as an MSR. In your class notes, you can solve the Murthy problem. Please try to solve. So how you can identify this is a marginal relief concept related questions are because they are given as an what compute tax liability after marginal relief or no. You need to identify as an, so tax liability needs to be computed on 1.1 crore. So that means what is the basic limit for surcharge here? 1 crore. In addition to that 1 crore, we have an what 1 lakh, 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs is there. There is a chance of getting that what marginal relief. Okay. So I think in our material and detailedly given the problem as answer also. So please check it out. Computation of tax liability of Murthy for that assessment year what 24-25. So step one, please tell me that what is the step one? Tax on total income, including what was surcharge. What is the total income? Please let me know what is the total income. 1 crore, 1 lakh. So 1 crore, 1 lakh, and we have to apply the what is the surcharge ma? 50 lakhs exceeded up to 1 crore. What is that ma? 10%. 1 crore exceeded 15%. Okay. So up to 2,50,000 nil, 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 12,500. Next 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 1 lakh, 10 lakh to 1 crore, 1 lakh. So please apply and tell me what mark 27 lakh 30,000. So if you are added the income tax liability total, how much you will get mark? 28 lakh 42,500. What is that mark? 28 lakh 42,500. Can you tell me we have to add surcharge or not mark? Yes, we have to add surcharge. Can you tell me surcharge always added on what mark? Income tax liability. Surcharge always needs to be added on what ma? Income tax liability. 15% on 28 lakh 42,500. How much it will be ma? 4 lakh 26,375. So can you tell me what is the step one total answer you will get ma? 32 lakh 68,875. So this is an tax liability is expected from you. So the government is expecting how much tax liability or tax payable from you? 32 lakh 68,875. But here you are expecting what? Marginal relief. Okay. Can you tell me what is the step 2 we have to follow? What is the step 2, ma? Tax on basic limit. What is the basic limit here? 1 CR. Including surcharge. If that is an 1 CR, what is the surcharge? 10%. Plus additional income over that basic limits is how much? 1 lakh. So if you have computed the tax liability and surcharge, you will get the under tax liability after that addition of what ma? Surcharge. Next additional 1 lakh also if you are given. What is the step 2 answer you have ma? What is the step 2 answer you have? 31 lakh 93,750. Sir, I am ready to pay the tax on 1 CR and additional 1 lakh also if I am given. What is the tax liability? 31 lakh 93,750. But government is asking how much amount? 32 lakh 68,875. This is an immoral only definitely. Why this difference is came? Because of the levying the here 15% surcharge. Normally, what is the surcharge? 15 only. But basic limits are up to 1 CR 10%. Yes, sir. 1 CR crosses marginally only income increases. 1 lakh only. For that 1 lakh, you are increasing the 15% surcharge. That's why. So, can you tell me step 1 is more than step 2 or not? Step 1 is more than step 2 or not? Please let me know. Step 1 is nothing but what ma? More than what ma? Step 2. Marginal relief we have to calculate step 1 minus step 2. Please type all the things in your calci and please tell me what is the marginal relief we will get ma? 75,125. $75,125. So initially they are targeted to collect the tax on how much ma? 32 lakh 68,875. Please do minus 75,125. Then further you have to add what ma? Health and education cess. Final tax liability 33 lakh 21,000. Indirectly, we can add the step 2 plus what ma? Education cess. Step 2 answer plus what ma? Health and education cess. Also you will get the answer. Okay. Sir, online students, okay, in face-to-face students, all the students are getting the clarity about the marginal relief concept. I want to know your understanding about the marginal relief concept. If any as a point is not understood by you, definitely please let me know. I will explain you once again also. Definitely we can get this concept as an multiple choice question only. You can't expect this question as an 4 mark or 7 marks question. So maybe you will get this question as an what mark 2 marks MCQ. On the spot you have to make all the calculation and you need to put the correct answer, maybe final tax liability, or they will ask as an what how much marginal relief also. So that's why please give me the clarity. Lakshmi Prasanna, Silpa, Nagarajan, Madhumita, Parvati, Karthikeyan, Arun, all of you. Okay. So just I am asking last question. So you have to already this is solved. Next, Shaker. Sir, by way of looking these things directly, I can say there is no marginal relief. Why? What is the basic limit here? What is the basic limit here? 2 CR. So if 2 CR, additionally 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs or 4 lakh is there, maybe there is a chance to get what marginal relief. Here 2.2 crores, nearly 20 lakhs increases. That's why maybe you can't get what marginal relief. But you have to show the proof. Because the question is asking after marginal relief, you have to compute what tax liability. So please show as an there is no marginal relief also. So this is a question just I am giving for what purpose. In some cases, maybe you can't get what marginal relief also. Can you tell me in which cases you can't get the marginal relief? If step 2 is more than what step 1. So that is only we have to follow. Okay. Computation of tax liability of Mr. Shekhar for the assessment year 24-25. 24-25. Can you tell me what is step 1? Tax on total income including surcharge. 2.2 crores related surcharge. Please let me know how much, 50 lakh to 1 year, 10%. 1 to 2, 15%. Above 2, 25%. Okay. After calculating the tax liability, including surcharge and total income, how much amount you have as a step 1 answer, 80 lakh 15,625. Okay, now. So I think you know how to calculate the tax liability, all the things also. That's why. So Nagarajan, I will tell you. I will tell you. Okay, after this discussion, I will clarify your doubt also. Okay. Next thing. So what is the step 2 we have to follow? Tax on basic limit. What is the basic limit here? 2 CR. What is the basic limit here? 2 CR. What is the surcharge rate for 2 CR? 15 only. If 2 crores cross it, then only 25%. What is that additional income we are ready to give? 20 lakh. So after calculating all the things, you have in step 2 total 58 lakh 12,500 only. Here, can you tell me here what will happen? Sorry. Step 2 answer is nothing but what 86 lakh 84,375. After calculating the total income plus surcharge plus additional income over the 2 crores if you are given, this is only the step 1 answer. This is only step 2. Can you tell me what will happen here? Step 2 is more than step 1. So there is no concept of what marginal relief. So then they will levy that what step 1 answer only as an what tax liability. So why there is no marginal relief? Step 2 is more than step 1. No marginal relief. No marginal relief here. So if you want to get the marginal relief, not possible here. That's why step 1, 18 lakh 15,625 plus health and education says this is only what my final tax liability. So just I want to show one example as an in certain circumstances you may not get the what marginal relief. So simply remember basic limits in addition to that 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs is there. Then you will get the marginal relief. So 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs surcharge basic limits over income is there. Then there is no marginal relief on that situation. Okay. This is an individual related marginal relief. Okay. For a change, I want to go with the what I want to go with the what company related marginal relief. Shall we start the calculation, all of you? Yes, sir. All of you, please give me confirmation. Shall we start the question number 2? This is a marginal relief with respect to the company. Tax liability of X Limited is a domestic company. Assuming the total income of X Limited as on 1.1 CR. So 1.01 CR. 1 crore, 1 lakh. So total income does not include what ma? Capital gain. That means if any capital gain is there, we have to pay the tax at special tax rate. But here there is no capital gains. And next, assume that SSE not opted the provision of 115 BAA BAB. That means indirectly they are saying SSE follows the what ma? Normal tax rate. Okay. So here the domestic company, what is the tax rates applicable for domestic company? Yes, they are given the note point. In this situation, what is the previous year? 23-24 and assessment year 24-25. For this previous year and assessment year, knowing the tax liability of the domestic company, we have to check it out. The previous year 21-22 turnover, I think you remember at the time of discussion of tax rates, so I gave the clarity. Previous year 21-22 turnover, if exceeds the, sorry, does not exceed the 400 crores, yes sir, 25%. If exceeds the 400 crores, what is that ma? 30%. If exceeds the what ma? 400 crores. So here exceeds or not exceeds ma? Exceeds 400 CR, not lakhs. So here they are not giving the marginal relief concept. They are given as an compute the tax liability only. But you have to think, what is the surcharge basic limit for company? 1 CR, 10 CR. 1 CR, 10 CR. So that's why this is an 1 CR near only. Maybe we can get the marginal relief. So in this way, please start. Computation of tax liability of X Limited for that assessment year 24-25. What is the step 1? Tax on total income including surcharge. What is that surcharge? 30% means nothing but what ma? 30 lakh 30,000 plus. What is the surcharge? 1 CR to 10 CR 7%. Above 10 CR 12%. So finally you will get the step 1 as an answer. How much ma? 32 lakh 42,100. Can you tell me what is the step 2? Tax on basic limits including what ma? Surcharge. But 1 CR there is no surcharge. And additional income how much ma? 1 lakh. If you want to give back, so that the total step 2 answer is how much ma? 31 lakh. 31 lakh. So please tell me here step 1 is more than what ma? Step 2. Definitely, step 1 minus step 2 only called as what ma? Marginal relief. Can you tell me difference? 1,42,100. So difference between the step 1 and step 2 is marginal relief. Ultimately, you have to pay the step 1. But you can get the what ma? Marginal relief. Please do that minus. And you will get what ma? Step 1 as only, sorry, step 2 only as on what ma? Answer. So for that you have to add what ma? Health and education says you will get what ma? 32 lakh 24,000. Are you understood how we can compute the marginal relief for the companies also? The same thing only, same procedure. But surcharge rates, please remember wisely. So because individual surcharge rates are different, company surcharge rates are different. So last question number 3 and question number 4 already over in the last session. Question number 3 and question number 4 already over in which last session itself. Okay. So right now one student asked the doubt. Sir, then what is a rebate? What is a rebate? What is that marginal relief? Can I get both the things at a time? No. These two things are mutually exclusive. For small taxpayers only, that is also what ma? Resident individual. Yes. And who having the total income of what ma? Less than 5 lakh or less than 7 lakh. In normal tax rates, what is that ma? Less than 5 lakh. In optional tax rate, what ma? Less than or equal to what ma? 7 lakh. In some cases, more than 7 lakh. You can get the what ma? Rebate. Are you clear? So that means for the small amount of earning income is there for the some individuals, then they will get the rebate. Okay, in this situation, if your total income is marginally over, if your income is marginally over the surcharge basic limit, marginally over the what ma surcharge basic limit, then only you will get what ma marginal relief. These two things are mutually exclusive. So if you aren't poor, you will get rebate. If you aren't rich, you may get what ma marginal relief. That's it. Next step. And one more doubt that person asked is, what is that? Sir, okay. Sir, Mr. A having the total income of 51 lakh, total income of rupees 51 lakh. Yes, sorry, 50 lakh. Okay, suppose that person earning the more than what ma 1 lakh extra end, but he is following the under section 115 BAC. Here also he follows the what ma under section 115 BAC. So I don't want to calculate once again, just I want to tell you the change what will be. So previously we are calculated the tax liability as an how much amount ma? Previously, sorry, previously we are calculated the previously, we are calculated the tax liability by using that what normal tax rate. Here, we need to calculate 0 to 3 lakh nil, 3 lakhs to 6 lakh, 6 lakh to 9 lakh, 9 lakh to 12 lakh, 12 lakh to 15 lakh, above 15 lakh. The same calculation you have to apply here also. Yes, you have to add the surcharge, the same calculation. Just we have to use that what ma for the purpose of computing the tax on total income. You have to use that what ma optional tax rates. So that is only the change you have to follow. So in that last calculation, we are using that what ma normal tax rate for finding out the tax liability. So if that SSE follows the optional tax rate, we have to use the optional tax rates only for the purpose of calculating the tax liability. Hmm? Same. So surcharge rates also, for optional tax rate 50 lakh to 1 CR, 1 CR to 2 CR, above 2 CR is 25%. Only for individual. So what is the surcharge rates now? 10%, 15%, 25%. Maximum surcharge rates in case of 115 BAC, what is that? Are you clear up to now? So please give me clarity. That's I think we are ended with the chapter 1 also. So okay, we have to read out the material. Okay, just I will do it also. So if you have any doubt, please let me know itself. So don't hesitate to ask any doubt. Even though that is a small also, please get the clarification with respect to your doubts. So I think Nagarajan, you haven't clarity about this doubt. So rebate, if you are getting the rebate, no need to chance get that what marginal relief. If you want to get a marginal relief, you are a rich person only. There is no concept of rebate for you. Next, one more thing. So how to calculate the marginal relief concept if you are following the optional tax rate? The same thing, but we have to use the tax rates differently. So all of you, Nagarajan, Lakshmi Prasanna, Parvati, Madhumita, Karthikeyan, Shilpa, all of you, are you understood with the marginal relief concept? Yes, no. Okay. Just as a procedural part, we have to read out the material of the first chapter. Just I want to show it. So how the material it will be. So I think we are already written the some parts as a notes also. Just reading means nothing but ticking only. Okay. So please compare your notes. So I think we have started with the what now? Power to levy that access only. On that we are referred to article number 265, article number 246. Next, second concept, we have started the components of income tax law. How many components? Income Tax Act 1961, Income Tax Rules 1962, Annual Finance Act, Circulars Notification, Judicial Decisions. That is only we can call it as a what mark case laws. We can call it as a what mark case laws. After the completion of that, we have started with the what mark charging section. Within the charging section, we are referred the person definition. Next, compare the notes. Compare the notes, please. Total income, next concept. Previous year also we know. Assessment year you know. General rule also you know. Basic exemption limit. Maximum amount not chargeable to tax also discussed. And SSC. Next, tax rates also we know. In tax rates only we know this point. If you want to find out the tax liability, you have to add these three things. In order to find out that income tax rates, yes sir, you can follow the optional tax rates or normal tax rate as you want, but you have to add the some special incomes taxable at what mass special tax. Next one. So there is one more point pending in this chapter, that is only, yes sir, this is one I will tell you after completion of material reading. Next point. So normal tax rate we know, normal tax rates all we know, and surcharge also we know. Please remember, if anything is an identified or highlighted as a red color, this is only the remember as an what mark? Amendments. So because this is also amendment. So if you are observing that, next, under surcharge rates also, there is an AOP consisting companies only as a members also newly added. Under optional tax rate, previously this optional tax rate for the individual HF only. Right now, yes sir, this is applicable for the AOP, BOI, AJP also. And we have an optional tax rates also changed. And newly one optional tax rate 115 BAE introduced. Next, net winnings from the BBI, BB 115 BBJ. Special tax rates discussion is also over. Next, health and education discussion over. Next, rebate concept is also over. Next, what ma? Rebate concept is also over. Next, rounding off of tax or tax payable. Next, marginal relief as well as average rate of tax. Revenue receipt as well as what ma? Capital receipt. Computation of marginal relief as well. Next, one more concept we have to discuss in this chapter, that is in what application of income as well as diversification of income. Application of income as well as diversification of income. So we have to discuss the two more concepts in this chapter. What is that point, ma? Page number 4, we have to discuss this note point along with the last concept, application of income as well as what ma? Diversification of income. Shall we start? All of you. So while discussing the material part, definitely I'm going with the speed manner only because all the things were already written on our notes. So that's why the material reading just we need to compare what are the points we are missed. So in this situation, at the time of material reading only, we have found out the 2 points we have to discuss. So that 2 points we will discuss, ma. Shall we? So after completion of these two concepts, I will give you the 15 minutes break. Don't think about the break timings, etc., etc. Even though we have a 3 hours class, 2.5 hours class, I will give you the mandatory 15 minutes break. Not for you, for myself also, I need a break of 15 minutes. That's why. Okay. So I think in initial sessions, I gave one word. At the time of discussing the circulars, what is that one important word I am giving? If any circular isn't given by the CBDT, so who needs to follow the circulars mandatorily? Department. So SSC can take the advantage over the beneficial circulars. If the circular isn't beneficial for me, I can take the advantage. Otherwise, I will ignore. So for this only, I will tell you one example. I want to take that one circular. Along with the circular only, I will tell you how that SSC can take the advantage over the beneficial circulars. I will tell you. Shall we start? Just clarification regarding attaining, what is that ma? Clarification regarding attaining prescribed age of 60 years or 80 years on 31st March. On 31st March itself. So just I am giving the heading only, no need to think about it. Whose date of birth? Falls on 1st April. Okay. CBDT given that one circular with respect to that one person whose date of birth is falls on what ma? April 1st. Okay. Can you tell me what is the previous year? For our examination, what is the previous year? 23, 24. What is the assessment year? 24, 25. Okay. So if you are observing the starting date and ending date for the previous year, 1/4/2023. Here, what is that? 31st March 2024. Here, the assessment year starting and ending dates also 31st March 2024. Sorry. 1/4/2024. 31st March 2025. Okay. Sir, if you want to claim as a senior citizen or very senior citizen, you need to get that at least 60 years or 80 years during the previous year at any time. So if you are attained that age of, yes sir, if you are attained that age of 60 years on the first day of the previous year, or maybe at any time during the previous year, you can be called as what ma? Senior citizen. Or if you are getting that 80 years also, at any time during the previous year, you may be called as a what ma? Super senior citizen or very senior citizen. Unfortunately, 60th birthday or 80th birthday for some person falls on 1st April of an assessment year. Just one day late only, he loses the status of what ma? Senior citizen or very senior citizen. So in one case maybe senior citizen, another case super senior citizen. So this means this circular is an applicable for whose date of birth is falls on what ma? 1st April. So I think, so in class, who having birthday on April 1st of an, so having any birthday on April 1st, maybe no. So April Fool's Day. Okay. So okay, this circular is an applicable for that whose date of birth is falls on what ma? 1st April of an any year. So because of the one day late, he loses the what ma? Senior citizen or super senior citizen status. That's why that given the what is the clarification? Yes. If you are celebrated the okay red color. If you celebrated the 60th or 80th birthday, yes sir, 80th birthday, and on what ma? April 1st of any assessment year, okay, as per this circular, maybe you can cut your cake and you can do the celebrations on 1st April only. But for Income Tax Act, you can celebrate your birthday, yes sir, on what date ma? 31st March of an previous year only. That means celebration will start before what ma? One day itself as per Income Tax Act 1961. and you are treated as a senior citizen as well as super senior citizen for the previous year itself. So in this situation, 60 years or 80 years attained. Can you tell me what, ma? Attained in previous year only. Attained in previous year only. Yes, you can get the basic exemption limit of what, ma? 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs. Okay. So right now you can tell one thing. Because of the circular, SSC having an advantage or not, ma? Yes. So that's why this is a beneficial circular for me who having the date of birth on 1st April of an assessment year. I can take the advantage over this circular. Otherwise, I can ignore. Otherwise, I can ignore. So definitely, if I am following this circular, I am declaring as on my basic exemption limit as on 3 lakhs or 5 lakh. Definitely, department needs to bind it over on this circular and they need to accept my return of income if I am filing the return of income as an basic exemption limit 5 lakh or 3 lakhs. Are you clear with this circular number? So I don't want to, I don't know what is the name of a number as well as year of that circular. But you have to remember, so SSC can take the advantages over the circular, but department has to follow the circulars mandatorily. Just best example for that. Are you understood? All of you? So if you are given the reply, then I will proceed with the next topic, that is the last topic of this chapter. Next, last concept in this chapter, application of income as well as what more diversification of income. Okay. Just I want to explain in the material itself, just listen carefully. Okay. So first I will take the concept of diversion of income. Yes, sir. Father is there. So father given the one house property to son. Father given the what ma? One house property to son. So and he's bothered about nothing but father and we can't call mother. So by way of inheritance, son get that what ma? One house. So father always having the doubt about the son career only. So, and next thing, father giving the inheritance, sorry, father giving that one asset to the son as an inheritance only. But for that house, residential rights will be lies with the mother only. Can you tell me what do you mean by the residential rights? So, within that house, until the death of mother, until the death of the mother, who can reside in this house? Mother only. But in this situation, son having some emergency, he needed some money for the IPL bettings. So I think 2 or 3 days after that only. So okay. So after the 2 or 3 days, he needed money. So that's why. So precautionary, he wants to sold this asset. Can you tell me, will it be possible to sold the asset? No. So because if you want to sold the asset, you have to get a consent from your mother also, because there is an overriding title with your mother. Okay. So I think pulse of his mother also. So that's why ultimately, okay, he sold this house to Mr. X for how much amount, ma? So nothing but okay, sale consideration. Sale consideration, just example, 10 lakh I want to take. So what is the source of income for son, ma? You can tell me what is the source of income for son? House property only. From this house property only he generated that what, ma? Source of income. Can you tell me this is a revenue receipt or capital receipt? Capital receipt. By way of selling the source of income, he earned that what, ma? Income. Yes. But out of this 10 lakh, yes, sir. Out of this 10 lakh, he needs to give the some amount to that mother because mother living her residential rights. So this is only I can call it as an what, ma? Overriding title. What is it? Overriding title. So because your mother having that overriding title, with her consent only you are selling the what, ma? House property. Yes, sir. In this situation, you need to keep the 7 lakh and you have to deliver the remaining 3 lakhs to whom, ma? Your mother. Reason? Because she living her rights. So that's why you have to give how much amount to your mother, ma? 3 lakh. So in this situation, I want to tell you what is that amount taxable in the hands of son? How much amount is taxable in the hands of son? Taxable amount in the hands of son is 7 lakh only, because he diverting the how much income to his mother? 3 lakh. That is not included in the son's total income. So I can explain you along with the theory. Diversion refers to when you can diverse amount, ma? When there is an what, ma? Overriding title. Can you tell me here what is that overriding title? Please message me. Please message in the chat. Please do one message in the chat box. Can you tell me what is that overriding title here? Overriding title at that what, ma? Source of income. Which income is earned? Can you tell me what is the source of income? House property. On that house property only there is an overriding title with the what, ma? Mother. In this situation only we can do what, ma? Diversifying the income. Okay, second point. Can you tell me here you have an obligation on what, ma? Source of income. So nothing but source of income means what, ma? House property. On this, you have an what, ma? One obligation. You have to deliver some amount of money to your mother. Due to this obligation only, what you need to do, ma? Due to this obligation only, income will be, yes, ma, diverted to mother before reaching to my hands. So definitely, who is purchasing this house, ma? Mr. X. Mr. X gives the 7,000 to me and remaining 3 lakhs, sorry, 7 lakhs to me. Remaining 3 lakhs will be delivered to whom, ma? Mother. Because she only signing as an what, ma? I want to leave my residential rights. So definitely for the purpose of transferring this house property, you need to sign on the documents along with your mother, because your mother having that what, ma? Overriding title. So that's why before reaching that amount to your hands, 3 lakhs will be delivered to whom, ma? Mother. So finally, if that is a if that income is diverted, that is not included in the SSC's total income. That is not included in the SSC's total income. Are you clear? So along with this example only you can understood, sir. So while you are learning the concept, definitely you have to remember this example. If it is not copied, please try to copy it in your notes also. So if you have in this example, definitely you can understood every point in an easy manner. So otherwise you are remembering the theory or just you are by heading the theory. So why I need to pay tax on 10 lakh? Because I'm already given that how much amount to my mother? 3 lakhs. Maybe on 3 lakhs, she needs to pay the tax. So that's why, what is the total income, ma? In my hands, whatever that income is diverted from my source of income, that is not included in my total income. So please try to copy the diversification of income example. So if copying is over, please let me know. Next, I want to take the example for the application of income. What do you mean by the application of income? So I think you know what do you mean by the application? Using. You are using your amount for any purpose. Application means what, ma? Using. Okay. 3 lakhs income also for her capital gains only, ma. Because this is an intangible capital asset. So Karthikeyan, you are asking so what is the tax liability in the hands of mother? So that is an intangible capital asset. She living her rights. That is a transfer under relinquishment. So if any rights is in living, that is called as a relinquishment covered under transfer. She needs to pay the capital gain. Next, he is also needs to pay what mark capital gain because he is a capital asset. That is a transfer. He is also liable to pay the tax under the capital gains. Obligation of income. Okay. Suppose Mr. I want to change the color. Okay. Mr. A is a qualified cost and management accountant. He received the first month salary from the EY. Okay. How much you want? So first month salary. Okay, not a first month salary. I want to give it as an yearly salary. Okay. Suppose. Okay, on par 10 lakh. Okay, if you want to earn more also okay for me. Okay, 10 lakh per annum, not monthly. 10 lakh per annum. So in this situation, you haven't some obligation, not an obligation. You want to do some activities. So you are directing the salary HR to. So please give me only 50% of my salary to 50% of salary to my account and remaining 50% of salary. So just give that any trust. Okay. So in the first year only you haven't kind hearted. That's why you want to deliver the 50% of your salary to whom trust only. Okay. Here what is that point? Do you have any obligation? Do you have any obligation to give that amount to the trust? No. Okay, next one more thing. Can you tell me salaries is taxable on what basis? Due or receipt, whichever is earlier. So here, can you tell me if 1 year is on over, automatically the salary is due in your hands. Automatically you have to pay the tax. Salary is payable on what basis? Due or receipt, whichever is earlier. So if it is due, then you have to pay the tax. So after that receipt, maybe you can receive the 50%, or you may be receive the 60%, or you may be receive the 100%. That is an irrelevant. On due basis, you have to pay the tax. So can you tell me what is the last day of the previous year? 31st March. If that isn't over, then you have to pay the tax on yearly income. So that may be on 10 lakhs. Here, just you are applying, you are using your amount for any purpose. That is an irrelevant for me. So then can you tell me what is the total income in your hands? 10 lakh. You have to pay the tax on 10 lakh. You are using your amount for any purpose. That is an irrelevant. So that is only application of income. Can you tell me on what basis, ma? This is on due basis. Receipt may be 5 lakhs only, but on due basis, on which amount you have to pay the tax, ma? 10 lakh. You are receiving just 5 lakhs. That is an irrelevant for tax liability. That is an irrelevant for tax liability. Okay. Next. So there is no overriding title. Can you tell me here, trust having any overriding title like your mother? No. Here your mother having that residential right, but here trust, there is no residential, sorry, there is no overriding title. Next. Can you tell me here obligation on what my source of income? So here Mr. Son having the obligation on what my source of income. With respect to the source of income, you have an obligation, some amount you have to give to my mother. But here obligation is on what ma? Receipt of income. like so you have to receive some amount from some person, like maybe salary or remuneration, etc. Third one, discharge of obligation after reaching that amount into the SC hands. Can you tell me, on due basis you have to receive this amount, after reaching to your hands only you are given this amount to whom? Trust. Next, can you tell me like this, if amount is an included, not included? Included, not included? Included only. So even though you are giving the 50% of your salary to the trust also, on which amount you have to pay the tax, ma? 10 lakh. Are you clear with this? So please try to write the second example also. So with the help of the second example, you can understood that what, ma? Application of income. So what is the conclusion behind the diversion of income, application of income? If any income is diversified, that is not included in our total income. If any income is applied, that is included in our total income only. There is an overriding title, diversion of income. There is no overriding title, application of income. That is only the 2 points we can discuss as an what, conclusion. So if it isn't copied, then we can take a break for that 15 minutes. So please give me clarity. Are you done? Yes, okay. Next, please take a break up to. So I don't want to close this session. So in the same session only, we will continue this class also, next chapter also. So break up to 8:30. So take a break and we will continue the session at 8:30. వెళ్ళాలి మీరు కూడా బయటికి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి అందులో కూర్చోకూడదు అవుతుంది ఏమా Yes. So hi. Shall we start a session, ma? Okay. So please check it out the index. What is the next chapter we have to start? So if you are observing that index of our material, so what is the next chapter we have to discuss, ma? Return of income. So before starting the next chapter, okay, I want to tell you just some facts only. What are the facts I want to communicate simply? So every CMA student or CA student or any other student also wants to complete that course within 1 week only. So from foundation to final, they want to complete the entire course within 1 week. So within 1 week also, they are expecting 2 or 3 days holidays. So they are expecting 2 or 3 days holidays. Next, and just one more important information. Students are taking the recorded classes or live classes. So these two are definitely dangerous only. So compared to the live, recorded classes are more dangerous. So face to face, anyhow, you have to attend. That is a mandatory thing. If you are not attending also, definitely we will call you. So I think we are sending that in charges to your room. That may be possible. So in live batch, okay, you have some obligation, you have to listen. Recorded classes, okay. That isn't chances of completing the total recorded classes is 50% only. The remaining 50% just okay. So we haven't all the things on our gallery. That's enough, Ante. So one more thing. So don't bother about the syllabus completions. Don't bother about the yes, targeted things or any other thing. Just attending the classes is very, very important. So why I am telling all these things? I think one or two persons are asking that syllabus completion. That person's not in our class right now. So I think 2 days back or 3 days back, 2 or 3 persons are messaging me on WhatsApp about the syllabus completion, but they are not in that class right now. So maybe in recorded classes also they will not listen. So that's why please try to attend all the classes. Okay, if you are attending the out of 100 classes, 95% classes if you are attending and 5% classes if you are missing, okay, that's quite common. If you are attending only 5 classes, 95% of the classes are missing. That isn't definitely horrible only. Okay, so just in a safe zone. I will tell you one thing. If you are listen the classes, that means direct tax classes. So 90% or 95% of attendance are you are maintained. So one revision will be automatically over in classroom itself. The remaining things you can do just as an homework, as an funny. Okay, you can complete. So that type of confidence I can give you in the classroom itself because I'm taken nearly 130 to 140 hours. So that's why please try to attend for the all the sessions. Next, attending is a different and participating is a different thing. So attending and participating also I'm expecting from you. So okay. So right now, please give the heading return of income. What is our new chapter name? Return of income. I think you are an experts in this chapter. All of you are an experts in this chapter. How can I say you are an expert? Simply this is the same chapter we have in our CMA intern. The same chapter we have in CMA intern. But if they are asking the question, you can't say this is an CMA inter syllabus because in our CMA final direct taxation syllabus, we have this chapter in our CMA final study material. Okay. So first thing, what is that weightage we have to know. So what is that weightage? Okay. Any idea? So please guess how many marks we can expect from this chapter. In every examination, how many marks we can expect from this chapter? 6 to 8 marks from this chapter. In last examination also, 8, I think 7 or 8 marks question came from the chapter only. Okay. So before starting this chapter, yes, this is a normally A category chapter and very, very easy. Okay. Before starting this chapter, I want to know the some things. Yes, do you know anything about the general rule as well as golden rule? Super. We know. So I am given this rule as a golden rule only. So can you tell me income and during the previous year, that is in 23-24, then the tax needs to be paid in assessment year, that is in 24-25. Okay. Can you tell me previous year starting date and ending dates? 1/4/2023, 31st March 2024. Next, what is that, ma'am? 1/4/2024, 31st March 2025. If you are earned any income during the previous year, on that income, we have to pay the tax in which year, ma'am? Assessment year. Okay. Right now, I have a doubt how we need to pay the tax. Yes, definitely I will pay the tax in assessment year, but how I need to pay the tax? Do you have any idea? By way of filing one statement. So not orally, you have to file the all the things in written form. Yes, what is that? By way of filing a statement. That statement only known as what, ma? Return of income. That is only in shortcuts. We can call it as an ROI. What is that? ROI. So, okay, in future I will tell you what are the due dates, but right now itself, 31st 7 of an assessment year, 31st October of an assessment year, 30th November of an what, ma? Assessment year. So these are the three common due dates we have for filing of what, ma? Return of income. So can I file the return of income on the last day of an assessment year? No, no, no. So we have a certain due dates for filing of return of income. On or before the due dates only, you have to file the what, ma? Return of income. So what are the due dates we have? 31st 7, 31st October, 30th 11. July, October, November. Endings. Okay. Next thing. Next thing. Sir, can you tell me what is the general format of filing of return of income? Just generally, I will tell you. So first, you have to add the all heads of income. You have to add the what, ma? All heads of income. Income from salaries. Next one, income from house property. Income from PCBP. Next, capital gains. Income from other sources. Next, you have to do that what, ma? Clubbing. Because of clubbing income, yes, ma, income will be increased. Minus what, ma? Set off. Yes. Finally, you will get what, ma? Finally, you will get what, ma? Gross total income. Gross total income. From this gross total income, we can reduce the chapter 6A deduction. Chapter 6A deductions. Chapter 6A deductions. So then you will get what, ma? Net total income, or we can call it as an taxable income, or we can call it as what, ma? Just total. So ఇప్పుడు sorry. So then just I want to put that into marks. So designing only. So indirectly, yes. So you have to put that what ma brackets for that what ma set off. Set off of what? Losses. So then you will get what ma gross total income. From that gross total income, we have to reduce means brackets. Next net total income. Okay. On this net total income, can you tell me we have to find out the tax liability? Tax liability means three components we have. Income tax liability, surcharge, health and education cess. Yes. So please find out the tax liability. Okay. And in 2 months, you have to find out the tax liability. First one, income tax liability. Yes, income tax liability. So can you tell me for the purpose of finding out the income tax liability, we haven't what ma normal tax rate, optional tax rate, or sorry, and special tax rate. Yes, for that we have to add the surcharge. For that we have to add the health and education cess. Finally, you will get what ma tax levy. Okay, okay, okay. Next step. During the previous year, yes, sir. This is a normally we have to pay as a tax in the assessment year. But during the previous year itself, you are paid the some amount of taxes in the form of TDS or TCS. Can I pay the taxes once again? No, that's why I need to reduce. Next, yes, ma, advanced tax also. Can you tell me advanced tax also? Sir, normally if any income earned during the first day of the previous year, on that in assessment year, if I am paying the tax, that is an loss to whom government. That's why the government says that, so please collect the taxes in the previous year only, but as an what ma TDS or TCS or what ma advance tax. That means indirectly we are paying the some amount of tax in the previous year itself. So can you tell me why we are levying the taxes in the previous year itself? Because of the time value of money. So if you are earning that income in the previous year, if you are paid the tax in previous year, that will be beneficial to whom? Government. Your postponement of the taxes from the previous year to assessment year, because of that, there is a huge gap between the earning of income and as well as what ma payment of tax. So that's why we are introduced the methods TDS, TCS, advance tax. Okay. If I am removing the, so can I pay the TDS, TCS advance tax once again in assessment year? Ma? No, I'm already paid that. So that's why I can take the credits. I can take these as an what ma? Credits. Simple. Your salaried employees in that assessment year are doing the what ma while filing the return of income already. If any TDS or TCS or advanced taxes paid during the previous year, they are taking that what ma credits. Finally you will get the yes ma. So finally you will get the tax payable. What is that ma? Finally you will get the tax payable or what ma refund. Finally you will get what ma tax payable or what ma refund. Finally, you will get it as an what ma tax payable or what ma refund. Yes. Can you give me one example? Yes, I will tell you. So case one. Case one. So tax liability is 1 lakh ma. So TDS 50,000, TCS 20,000. Can you tell me? You will get refund or payable ma? Payable. What is that? 30,000 you have to pay. Case 2. What is that ma? 1 lakh same. 60,000 as an TDS already paid. 60,000 as an advance tax already paid. Can you tell me how much amount of refund you will get ma? 20,000. How much amount of refund you will get ma? 20,000. Are you understood ma up to now? All of you? All of you, are you understood ma? So just I am saying as a format. Okay? If you are filing the return of income, this is an imaginary format we have. All of you, yes. Next one, I want to give you the definition. First thing, I want to give you the definition of return of income. Just we have started the theory point. So, what introductory point only. Right now, I want to give you the definition. First of all, return of income is a format. Can you tell me it is a format or not, ma? So if you are checking out, definitely this is a format in which yes, ma, in which SAC, in which SAC declares about SAC declares about two things. In which SSC declares about two things. The first one, total income. Can you tell me, by way of looking this format, can you identify the total income of the SC? Yes. Second thing, tax payable. Can you identify the tax payable? Or we can say it as a tax liability. Okay. So these formats are not in customized formats, ma. These formats are specified by whom, ma? CBDT. These formats are prescribed by whom, ma? CBDT. These formats are prescribed by whom, ma? CBDT. So these formats are only known as what, ma? ITR forms. So we can call it as what, ma? ITR, income tax return forms. So in general, we have a nearly ITR 1 to ITR 7. So in which cases we have to use which ITR form also, that is in our syllabus, not in our CA final syllabus. So if you are taking the classes with respect to the CA final, this point may be missed. So which ITR form needs to be used by the which SSCs, these are all the things in our syllabus only. That we will discuss later on this chapter. Can you tell me return of income meaning? Return of income is a format in which SSC will declare the details about his total income as well as tax liability. These formats are prescribed by whom? CBDT. So all the SSCs who are filing the return of income needs to use these ITR forms only. For which SSC, what is that ITR form is unapplicable? For which SSC, which ITR form is unapplicable? These are all the things we will discuss later on this chapter. Are you clear up to now? So in this situation, maybe you can understood that what is a return of income concept. So you need not to pay the tax in an oral form, you have to pay the tax in a statement wise form. The statement only called as return of income. Can I find that statement in my own way? No. You have to follow the ITR forms that is prescribed by the CBDT. So if the chance is given to me, definitely. So you know how we will perform the mathematical calculations also. So you can do that all the calculation in your own way. That may be difficult to understood by the UMA, all others. That's why they are given the specified formats. That is only what ma ITR formats. Shall we go with the next point? Are you copied these concepts, ma? First of all of you. So introduction to every topic is definitely important. That's why please listen carefully. So definitely at any cost, 9 p.m. So time will reach to the 9 p.m. Definitely I will give you the break for tomorrow's session. Okay. Listen carefully. So which one you want to copy? Okay. Next point. Just intro point related only. So what will happen in practical way? So SSC who having the tax liability. So can you tell me he will file the what ma return of income? He will file the what ma return of income. Can you tell me that return of income will be reaches to whom ma? Assessing officer. That will be reached to whom ma? Assessing officer. So if you have filed the return of income, that will be reached to whom? Assessing officer. Can you tell me here SSC having one responsibility? Can you tell me in Income Tax Act 1961, SSC have a responsibility to file what ma return of income. You have one obligation or responsibility. You need to fill that what ma or file what ma return of income. That may be voluntary return. That may be what ma? Voluntary return. So that means no need to file the return of income, but you have an intention to file what ma? Return of income. So normally I will tell you under which circumstances you have to file the return of income mandatorily. So I will tell you under which circumstances we have to file the return of income mandatorily, or we can call it as an what ma? Obligatory. So in this case, definitely you have to file. But some of the SSEs are interested to file the return of income even though they don't have any obligation. Normally you are not required to file, but you have filed the return of income for the purpose of getting the loans, for the purpose of increasing your credit rating, etc. Just you have filed that only. There is no other purpose. Can you tell me responsibility of filing of return of income? So voluntarily also you can file, mandatory or obligatory also you can file. Okay. After filing of his return of income, that will be reached to whom? Assessing officer. That means nothing but assessing officer means nothing but in department one officer is called as assessing officer. In income tax, one officer is called as assessing officer. This assessing officer have a responsibility. What is the responsibility of this assessing officer? Okay, responsibility of assessing officer. Completion of assessment. What is that, ma? Completion of assessment. Can you tell me what do you mean with the assessment? What is that, ma? Completion of assessment. What do you mean by the assessment? First thing, verification. So yes, SSC file the return of income. Whether it is correct or incorrect, these things will be verified by whom? Assessing officer. So nothing but checking, verification, testing, or whatever it may be, we can call as an what ma? Assessment. So we can call in the name of what ma? Testing, verification, checking, etc. etc. So whether SSC filed the correct return of income or incorrect return of income, these things needs to be verified by whom? Assessing officer. For the purpose of doing this assessment, generally we have different types of checkings or different types of an assessments we have. What are the different types of assessment we have? Under section 143 subsection 1. In Income Tax Act 1961, we have a sections within that one section 143 subsection 1. And next we can do the assessment under section 143 subsection 3. Next we have in section 144. Next we have in section 147. What is that, ma? 147. Next we have in just I will tell you the just names, ma. No need to think about what is the contents, etc. etc. Just remember the name. The first one we have a summary assessment. So one type of an assessment can be followed by the assessing officer. His name as an what ma? Summary assessment. Second one we have a scrutiny assessment. What is that, ma? Scrutiny assessment. 144 is nothing but what, ma? Best judgment assessment. So we can follow any one of these things in order to verify the return of income filed by the whom? Assessing officer. Best judgment assessment. What is that? Best judgment assessment. Next one, income escaping assessment procedure. What is that? Income escaping assessment procedure. Income escaping assessment procedure. Next, I don't want to mention the sections, ma. Search and seizure. These are the different types of an assessment procedures. We have to complete the what, ma? Assessment. So what are the things, ma? Just remember, just read it out. 143 subsection 1, summary assessment. 143 subsection 3, scrutiny assessment. 144, best judgment assessment. 147, income escapement assessment. Next one, ma, search and seizure. Okay, okay, okay. Just listen. Last point for today's session. While you are listening the concept of return of income, this chapter, you have to think always from the viewpoint of SSE. Always. Can you tell me what is that point, ma? While you are listening the concept of return of income, because whose responsibility to file the return of income? SSE. So that's why we have to think from viewpoint of your SSE only. Okay. Next, if you are observing that our concept book, after completion of return of income, what is the next chapter? Okay, next chapter means not immediately, but after that we have to return of income. Next what ma? Assessment procedures. So different types of, what are the different types of assessment procedures we have? That means how to verify the return of income filed by the SSE. For this purpose, we have to think the always from whose point of view? Assessing officer point of view. So this is a linkage between these two chapters. First, if you file the return of income, then only I can do the assessment. Assessment means what, ma? Verification, checking, testing, or any other thing also you can come. Are you clear up to now? All of you? So can you tell me, return of income chapter, we have to think always from the viewpoint of SSE. Assessment procedure, always we have to think from the point of view of whom? Assessing officer. So this is only today's discussion. So please give me clarity. Are you understood the return of income chapter? Intro. All of you. All of you, please give me clarity about the intro understanding, ma. Please give me. Yes. Okay. Tomorrow we will continue with the return of income chapter at 6. So I will give you the message about the timings also. So surely we want to start with the 6 only. Some cases may be delayed to the 6:30. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy.